Hi everybody, I'm Dan Schmidt with Deer and Deer Hunting. You know, if you've hunted long enough, you know that most of the work in a hunt begins after the deer is down. Let's face it, 50% of that hard work is getting that deer out of the woods and to the venison processor or home where you can process it yourself. But just because the deer is down doesn't mean you have to rush. That's a big mistake that people make. Just calm down, enjoy the moment, and take your time getting that deer out of the woods. You know, the more time you take means the better your venison is going to be. But to do this, you really need quality equipment and you have to take the time to use it right. What I'm talking about here, first of all, get yourself a quality knife. I like these Outdoor Edge knives. This is the Razor Pro. It's a nice knife. It's not only a sharp knife that has a replaceable blade, it's got two sides. So I can use that side for all my cutting chores, and then I can use the other side. It's got a nice gutting blade there. It's a fantastic tool. Other knives, like the Real Avid knife, this is a cool little knife. It has a built-in light right there. You can use that when you're field dressing in the dark. Makes the job a lot easier and really efficient. You know, we also have, most of us use rubber gloves. I insist on them because I am allergic to deer blood, if you can believe that. I break out when I have deer blood on my arms. When in doubt, you know, use something. Most people use these. I'm going to show you a product at the end of the program that's going to beat these, and you're probably never going to buy them again. But you want some rubber gloves, get yourself a good pair of those, and by all means, get yourself a headlamp. Flashlights work, we all use them. You prop them up, you put them up somewhere to try to help yourself. Nothing beats a good headlamp. You can really see what you're doing and work more efficiently. You know, when you're in there and you're working on your deer, pay attention to the deer's biology, its anatomy, how it's made up. You know, a deer has two cavities, and this is one thing that every hunter should really understand. There's the thorax, that's where the lung and the heart and the trachea resides, separated by the diaphragm, and below that you have the intestines. Why is this important? Because when you get in there, and if you rush it, you can puncture the stomach contents, and that's going to get all over everything. It's going to make a big mess. If you know where that diaphragm is, you can reach in there, cut that free. It's a membrane wall. You might see a lot of blood come pouring out, especially if you shot that deer in the heart or the lungs, because that's separating it from the other cavity. But you get the blood out, you get that diaphragm out, the rest of it's going to roll right out nice and neatly. Another important tip to keep in mind when field dressing is get that deer clean and cold. Clean, don't be afraid to use water. A lot of guys say, no, don't use water, it can introduce bacteria. It can, but if you use nice, clean, cold water, you're going to wash away all the stomach residue, contents, anything that might have got in that cavity. Pat it dry with paper towels. Get that deer hung up, which is very important. Let it drain, and especially in a cold environment. If it's not cold enough outside, pack it with ice until you can get it to a meat processor, or you can process it yourself. Okay, let's go to that product of the week I was telling you about. It's the new gloves from the Big Game Gut Glove Company. Just had a chance to use these in Illinois, and man, they are nice. Hey everybody, I want to tell you about a new product here, this Big Game Gut Glove Company. You got to check this out, BigGameGutGlove.com. These are coated gutting gloves. They are the bomb. They're really nice, they're shoulder length, and they're washable, so you can use them year after year. I mean, you buy one pair of gloves, you're all set. We got our Outdoor Edge knife. What I really like about these gloves is, you know, they're a little bit thicker, but I can get in there and I don't have to worry about them ripping. You know, I can pull those things up on my shoulders. Normal gloves, they're gonna rip. If I just yank on these, I don't have to worry about that at all. And it's time to get to work. Hey, you know what? I like them. They're really nice. BigGameGutGlove.com. Check them out. They might be the last gutting gloves you'll ever buy.